Add to stream.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smiling. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Countdown. Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka it's Turn Up Tuesday. Woohoo! All right, give Tuesday a round of applause, people, because you made it through the Monday. Yes. Before I get started, I like to say good morning to all my viewers and people that's coming in on time, and those of you who may come in late. Oops, that's the volume. Anywho, and I would like to say good morning to my super producer, Mr. Molly Mall. $1 Million Moments. Molly, the CMOS boss. That's right. Oh, I said it all right this morning. Didn't stutter or nothing. Okay, good for me. Good morning, Slicky. DJ Slicky Woo Boo. Oh, I just got a text in from today's guest. Lee, what Lee saying? Lee is saying, I got to read what she said because she's supposed to be in here. So she's probably texting me and telling me that she didn't get the link or something, or she's having trouble. She said that her internet is trying, she said she has no internet. She's trying to fix it. Well, all right. Well, go ahead, Lee, why you fix that? Okay. Okay, let's keep it moving, people. Technical difficulties come all over the place. All righty. Man, I want to tell y'all that came out to Martinis last night. The Martinis in Fort Washington. We had a wonderful time. Good morning, Molly, Grand Rising, Molly. Grand Rising, uh, Kenny. Hey. Yep, that's Kenny. I know y'all probably saying, oh, her eyes are bad. Yes, my eyes are bad today. I go tomorrow to get the injections. So after tomorrow, hopefully they'll be better and everything will be on the one. Last time I got the eye injections, a little too much blood produced and eyes were squirting and everything. And I couldn't at that moment see clearly even after to do the show. So I had to wait. I had to put these ice compresses on my face. And I got to apologize to my brother. Molly and Slicky was worried about me because the last they heard to me heard from me that day. It was my son was giving me some food and putting the ice things on my face because I couldn't see. I literally had the limited vision because my eyes were so swollen, in the back. But later that night, I was able to see hours later after you have to actually close your eyes and rest them. It's sort of like a reboot. I have to shut it down. So when I did that, I went out to the next function, which I think was that bar 210. Man, this Slicky cussed me out. He was like, we didn't know what happened to you. He even contacted Louisa. I ain't heard from her. What happened to her? Well, when my eyes got better, I should have called Molly and Slicky to let them know I'm okay, right? Molly was like, Slick, she all right? Slick, like, I'm calling the ambulance. Something happened to her. Her butt ain't going nowhere. She couldn't see. He was absolutely right. I couldn't see for a few hours, but like 5 hours later, my eyes was okay and I was able to see. But he was right there. He was right there on my butt. He was like, why didn't you call and tell us she was okay? And I should have, but when I got up slow, moving slow, and I just kept going. I totally forgot. So charge that to don't charge it to my bad mind. Just charge it to my heart. Because I got so engulfed and so I had to hurry up and get ready. It's hard to hurry when you're moving slow. When you still like, but you know you got stuff to do. So saying all of that, meaning the show must go on sometimes when I can. Okay, my little brother Marley, what it do? Okay, that's the men in the chat saying, big up, dap up, what it do? But before I get into today's show, Turn Up Tuesday, what do y'all think about Trump being indicted again? I mean, it don't make a difference because you're not going to stop this man from running. So they need to just get over it, to give them all the indictments, do whatever they're going to do already, and stop wasting taxpayer money going from state to state to state to state. Because y'all know what y'all going to do to the man, and y'all know that ain't going to stop him from doing what he going to make it do. You know how they say, keep hope alive, keep Trump alive, because that's all the news is doing. He said another 1,000 votes, another indictment, another 10,000 votes. The more you indict the man, the more America loves him. So keep on with all the indictings and all that stuff. That ain't going to be the hill of beans. You couldn't impeach him for when he was in there. Y'all ain't going to do nothing with that man. So just leave him be. Let him run. Let DeSantis deal with it. So, because he's going to be running against DeSantis, those two powerhouse Republicans. Am I a Republican? No. But I'm just telling it like it is. The truth may piss you off, but it will set you free. It'll piss you off first. And in other news that I was just going across and some things that came across my mind. Did y'all hear the story about the man in Vegas a couple of weeks ago had to rescue these two little boys out of dog cages? This man and woman had 6 kids. 6. I don't know how many ways you can say 6. Cinco uno. 6 kids, right? So the little boy, the maintenance man got the little boy, one of the little boys, to open the door. And when they came in with the police, they found that the other 2 boys, the 9 and the 11-year-old, were in dog cage. And good morning, Bernice. Hey, look, I'm spilling the tea. Spilling the tea Tuesday. Lady B is on good morning to her grand rise. But the story was, this is Vegas, that 6 kids, 2 of the boys, the 9 and 11-year-old, is trapped, sitting in a dog cage. The boys was beaten and abused. And the dogs was outside the cage, y'all. Pit bull. They got the pit bull babysitting the kids. Here's my thing. You have all of these kids, right? Don't get upset with them and want to beat and abuse them because you're not meeting your own life expectations, the mother or the father. life ain't going the way you planned. Go to your plan B, C, D. You should never abuse your children. Never. But you got 6, you got too many, don't know what to do. Whooping them, beating and stomping ass ain't the way. When there are so many kids out there that who was this? I can't. Oh, okay. So many kids in the system, and there's so many people that will love and take care of the kids better than beating them and putting them in dog cages. I'm just saying, that's what we do. We have our babies and put them in dog cages. And I thought that was really sad. And the guy who rescued them, the maintenance man who got the little boys to open the door, he shortly did. He was like so horrified. He said, man, I quit. Y'all keep using me to go check on these apartments. He said, I do maintenance. He said, I don't do security. I do not do child welfare. So that man, he quit the job because of that. He said, they don't pay him enough. He said, but the people around him were saying that he was a hero and give him gratification. A real hero don't need any recognition. Not a real hero. But my hat do go out to that man for stepping up, even though show the kids real love, no excuses. Show the kids real love, no excuse. Okay, that's a heart. Okay, that's what Kenny's saying. I'm sorry, I had to read it. He said, show the kids real love, no excuses. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The parents was arrested, and they said that the children are doing well and the animals are doing well. The dogs, they had the pit bull babysitting the kids. The 2, 11 and a 9-year-old in the cage. So how old was the other 4 that was that was outside the cage that the dogs was babysitting? That kind of stuff troubles me. Just like that little 5-year-old girl the other day, the lady left her in the car. These are sweltering heats, and in Prince George's County, right here in PG County, Kenny. Did you hear about that story? Lady left the baby in the car, 5-year-old. That's still a baby. Cracked the window, little girl in there crying. A resident, and where did you go? Did you go to work? You left in the neighborhood. Come on, people. We got to do better with our children. And we trying to raise them up. No one of these kids are bad off the chain. I'm not going to say bad. I don't like to use that word bad. These children are misguided, a lot of them, and just need love and some structure. That's why they wrapping you upside your head, stealing your car with they cell phones, going joyriding, stealing the Uber, and all this crazy stuff. My aunt Uber's right. She said that she pulled up. It was a place in D.C., and she had somebody's Friday's orders, right? She said this little boy rode up to her, and she's looking at the house, and then like nobody's there. It's dark. She about to roll out. Little boy came beside her on the bike and said, oh, I almost forgot I ordered this. She said she gave him the order. It was his order. So my thing is, kids, she was like, she got the hell out of here. I said, you got a little boy to order. Little boy rode up on the bike. I almost forgot I ordered some TGI Fridays. You Ubering, it's dangerous. What if that little boy had a gun? Would have took her car? But he was she said little chubby kid. He wanted his food. Joker was hungry. He said he almost forgot. So I don't know. He was at the right address at the right time. He got his TGI Fridays order. Some of these kids are resilient. You ain't going to treat them any old kind of way. They're going to do you before you do them. But back to these crazy parents. Man, y'all need y'all butt beat. Y'all need to get, what my brother Slicky Wooper would say, they need to get whoop ass. A lot of these parents need to get whoop ass nowadays. And it's not like they don't know no better, because you got to know better. Would you want yourself, put yourself in that child's position? Would you want to be beat and put in a cage, a dog cage? These people got to know better. What it says, Eastern Shore Maryland parents. Oh, shoot. I did. Let me read that. Kenny said something good. Eastern Shore Maryland starved the kids over 200 days. 10, 12, and the mailman didn't report the smell. Oh, my goodness. Coming from the home. If the mailman didn't report the smell, the kids wouldn't have been saved. Is that what you're saying, baby? Wow. Hadn't ate 200. Wait a minute. Starved the kids over 200 days. You mean, wait a minute. The kids died? I'm not understanding the story. Mailman didn't report a smell. Oh, the mailman did not report a smell coming from the home. The kids would have been saved. Oh, 10 and 12 died because they were starved over 200 days because the mailman didn't report the smell. Maybe if you would have reported what was going on. Is that what he's saying?
No, he's saying if the mailman didn't. So if the mailman didn't report the smell coming from their home, the kids wouldn't have been saved. They've been saved. They're not dead. The mailman basically saved them.
So they starved the kids for over 200 days?
Mm-hmm.
They lasted that long?
Yep.
Wow. 200 days. Wow. Probably malnourished, because I can't see nobody living 200 days with nothing in their system. They say you can't even go 2 weeks. And these babies lasted 200 days. Wow. God bless them babies. And God bless that mailman. That's all. Sometimes that's what it says. If you see something, say something. Sometimes these children be crying out for help the best way they can. And these parents not doing what they supposed to, y'all. I know we got a handful of kids and we got a handful of parents. If the parents don't do what they do, how the hell do you expect these children to do or know better or do better? A lot of times, the balance is not even. The balance is shifted. And that caused the deficit somewhere. That caused the negativity. I'm gonna say the negative side. That caused that. When you shifting the balance of the scale, what they call the deficit, I think that's what it is. The deficit, yeah. When you in the system, this system is rigged for our demise. That's all I got to say. The agenda is real, people. Wow. I got a video I want to share, and I want y'all thoughts on this video. Molly.
Local news overrepresents Black folks as perpetrators, overrepresents white folks as victims. So the message that gets sent is they're dangerous, and specifically to you. They are not only bad people, they're going to hurt you. So therefore, we want to keep them on that side of town. We want to keep their children in those schools over there. We don't want to work around them. We don't want to live around them, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that message comes through loud and clear in the way that media represents people of color. You know, whenever we thinking about Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old child that was shot in Cleveland by police, when that happened, what did they do? The first news story in Cleveland that made a big splash was about Tamir Rice's parents and the history of domestic abuse and criminality among his parents, not about the cop that killed him. We talk worse about Black victims than we do white killers. What did we say about Ted Bundy? Oh, he was so smart and he was so quiet and he always seemed so nice. Every time one of these white boys goes and shoots up a school, what do we say? We had no idea he was going to do this. So we talk better. We have more sympathy for white folks who commit mass murder, bury bodies under the house, cook them up in a soup pot and eat them, right? Than we do black folks who were killed by police. We start digging for every bad thing they ever did. We want to know if they had a juvenile record. We want to know if they'd ever been arrested. That's what the media does. And until that changes, I'm afraid white folks will stay in denial, and it'll be very hard for us to move forward, whether we're talking about cops or just average everyday folks.
Wow. That man said a lot about his own race. You know, like I said, this is Turning Up Tuesday. We spilling some truth today. The truth will piss you off, but it will set you free. Let's see if we could break some more shackles and restraints that they have on our mind. Let's dissect what he was saying. So he was saying about the news and the propaganda and all the BS and how the news always spin the story to no matter what you are, if you're a certain color or hue, you're going to be reflected in a negative light. You know, no matter what you do, right? A white man do the same thing. The first thing they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did it. Why? Because of his skin color? Is it expected of us as a people with a darker hue to be criminals, to be these people that's doing all of this negative stuff? Is that expected from us? But when your other counterpart do it, you're surprised, you're shocked, you can't believe. It's all because of how the news spin it, how they separate us. I hate it so much that this always go back to a color of separation stuff. It makes no sense. But until we can get a handle on what's going on and the agenda that they do have for us black and brown people, the same story is going to keep coming up. It shouldn't be a color story. It should just be humans on humans. But it's not. I didn't make this world like this. This is what I'm coming up, and this is what I've learned over time. You know, when I was little coming up, I had a lot of white kids because I was going to Riverdale Elementary School. I'm in Palmer Park. I'm going all the way over to Riverdale, which was predominantly white, getting bussed over there, going to school, had all my like little kids in school and stuff, and we're friends and having fun. But what did they do? They debussed us for what, like back in the 50s and 60s when they was desegregating the school. They started segregating them all over again. Instead of you getting bused to a school across town, they was debusing when I was coming up, making us go back to the school in your area. You know, and I couldn't figure that out as a kid. You know, why we had to go, you know, here, we was going over there. What was the reason for it? The reason that they're categorized you, they putting you back from where they took you at because of whatever they was doing in the 50s and 60s. You know, when the 70s hit, they hated to be segregated. Then when they did the desegregation laws, you know, I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Why'd you take the time to go bust us? It was because to break up what we were learning when we was younger. Not we, my aunts and uncle them, when they was young, when they was going to the schools in their area, in their neighborhood, the curriculum for them learning was different. I'm going to say that. The curriculum was different. The curriculum was that we learned a lot of black stuff about our black people, our culture, our history, and all of that stuff. We were made of the awareness, right? Okay. When we got bust, I'm gonna say, when they were doing the desegregating, a lot of what they was teaching us in school and our culture was lost again. Like we're going to voyage across sea, we're going to voyage across town. And when we got into the predominantly white school in the white areas, we learned their curriculum. They was on a different curriculum than we was. They had different textbooks. I was like, wow. Now this is a child that's coming from the community to a school, then back to the community. So we saw the difference. We saw it was better everything. Better books, cleaner bathrooms. All the bathroom had them little square sheets of toilet paper in it that felt like sandpaper. Every little kid hated wiping that little stuff with that. The little square little sheet, you can only get a couple of sheets at a time. And in our schools, we never, it was always out. So if you're going to the bathroom, you had to ask the teachers, can I have some Kleenex? I got to go to the bathroom. That was sad, but it's sad. It's true. Okay? I'm speaking the truth. It's going to piss some people off, but nonetheless, I'm put some light on it. Okay? So when the little black schools, we was out of supplies, always a shortage in our school system, right? When you get bused to a nice big Beacon Heights Elementary School, that was the name of it. They bused us to Riverdale. Okay? I don't even know if Beacon Heights is still in existence. Anyway, it was a big school, different curriculum. They even had better lunches, y'all. How the hell did lunch taste better? But they did. They did. When the lunch ladies was different, it was different time, different era, right? So then when they put us back in our area, you know, I tell you, and he said breaking up. Basically, this is my take on it. His peeps gonna whack him. Yeah, he gonna get it because he telling the people that what they ain't supposed to hear. But that's how the media do. You know, they paint dark as in a bad way. I'm spitting on myself. What's wrong with me? Okay, they paint it in a negative light, and they say what's white is okay. Like he said, even if you a killer, if you're a white man going around serial killing, cutting people, eating them up, you still gonna paint that man that ate them people up in a good light. Oh, he was such a good person. Was he really a good person? If you're going around chewing and chomping and eating on people, they could have been that good. I mean, they might have been tasty, but I mean, was he really a good person? But why do we think that they're good people? Because of the color of their skin? Because they're quiet? Because they move and say, why? What made you think that he was good? Okay. Now, what makes me think that Mr. Rogers next door, he quiet, he stick to himself, he come in and out. The first thing you gonna say about him, because he black, that man weird. That man hides something. Why he gotta be hiding something? Because he minding his business. And they go that negative shadow automatically cast on him. And we do that to our own people. Are we guilty of it? We are guilty of it. Like what happened, I'm gonna tell y'all a story that happened. Another example of what he's saying. Okay, my neighbor, she's of a different color, right? Back this winter, she was locked out of her house and stuff, and I'm just thinking, oh, she's harmless. Oh, she's okay. Later to find out she's not that harmless. She's not that okay. She got a lot of issues, a lot of stuff going on. But what did I do? And Sister B remembered it because Bernice was like, Breezy, don't be open that door for everybody. I don't care. I said, well, it was just a little old, white person, little white. Then she was like, I don't care. You don't know if they're a killer or not. That's what Lady B told me. And she was right. I did not know. Now, I wouldn't have opened it for no other, but why did I open it for that person? Because I'm brainwashed. I'm trying to get out. I'm being honest, because we were always brainwashed to think certain things or move or act certain ways. And when we do stuff and we don't even realize that we're doing stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? You don't realize how many times have you seen a man open the door for another color but slam it on his own? Open the door, and then I'm coming through the door because I'm a big black woman. I'm like, geez. Are we taught that certain things we're taught automatically? Hey, wait a minute. I see Lee in the house. Hey, Lee.
What up? What up? What up? Yeah, I can hear you. I've been having technical difficulties.
You've been having technical difficulties?
So I'm having technical difficulties. Yeah, for some reason it keeps telling me I'm offline. It won't let me connect to the internet. But then I couldn't find my glasses so that I could fix it.
but you on now.
So it's definitely a turn up Tuesday. I need to lay down Tuesday. That's what I need.
No, turn it up, turn
You
it
see the
up.
new fashion for men now, right? That's right.
But
You see the new
pearls,
fashion for men now, right?
I've seen a lot of men been
That's
wearing
right.
pearls.
I'm a late bloomer.
She a late bloomer. Washed, brain dead.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was, you brainwashed to think that. We think the worst of our people first. And that's being brainwashed. Because it'd be the other one that be able to snatch you up, do whatever. You gonna run from your own folk, but you ain't gonna run from the other ones. That's what I'm saying. And that man just said that it's perpetuated like that. The news is taught to do that. That's part of the agenda. That's why we're brainwashed to think this, because the news got us going. I came to this conclusion. You got to really be careful about what you see in the news nowadays, because it's just so much stuff is unbelievable. 1 minute is left, next minute is right, next minute it's back to the left. They don't even know what the hell they report.
Yeah,
So it's not news, it's entertainment.
That's all. That's because the TV has always been called an idiot box.
The boob.
That's what it was in the
The
it's an idiot box. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of what they report is valuable information that we need, but then with that information, you got to have some common sense. And I know that is expensive. Everybody don't acquire or can acquire common sense. I was on the bus coming home one day, and I said, common sense. I had a conversation with someone. I was telling the bus driver, common sense is expensive. And this lady literally stood up and said, well, what store are they getting it from and how much do it cost? So, it's you're talking left and right. I mean, what I don't understand about idiots and the way our train of thought or our thought process on common sense and common views, you and I, we both need a fork to eat with, or we use our hands. Some people will grab a big wooden spoon. It's different. They think different. We think different. I mean, it just is left and right.
But one thing is for certain, like Kenneth said, brainwashed is divide and conquer. We may think differently, but how come they know how to wash all our brains the same way? Because they get us thinking what they want us to think. If we need to be more individual thinkers instead of thinking with the masses. If we become more individual thinkers,
try this.
Take off from the rest of the herd.
Try this. The Pied Piper, Jim Jones. I mean, some words, some food, some words that triggers that. I hate the word trigger because it's a cop out. I mean, trigger should be like bullet. It should be banned too, But I mean, you say, "Oh, so you're triggering me," and you expect for a person not to go get a gun. I mean, it's the words are phenomenally just idiot. I mean, your brain got to be idiot proof. I mean, that's why they have fools. That's why most kings have fools, so that he can get a jolly laugh away from everything else. I don't want to call myself a clown. I do comedy, but I'm no fool. And everybody should think that way. Read a book. Have some brain structure of your own. I mean, you know what you need. Everybody know what they need.
Read a book. And if you want to read it on the computer, you can read it on the computer. That's right. Shades of Blue by A.M. Morning. They can read this book. Start with this one. Just as good as any other.
Then you read up. I mean, not saying that every book is perfectly. Every book is gonna give you total life and insight, but just take some from each one, and you're what the president said. Teach one, each one, teach
Each
one.
one teach one, then all shall know. I like that
That's
saying.
what
That's one of my favorite
I mean.
ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. We have to learn to think for ourselves. We want things handed to us. I mean, nowadays they want somebody to hand it to you. No, I mean, I
And
did
like
want a quick way to making pancakes, so I get the complete. But other than that, I don't know how to make pancakes from scratch. So some of these people need to learn some stuff.
Kenneth said, to think differently, we are shamed. They tried to shame you to be the odd one. But you know what? Because Kenny, the world is broken down into 85% sheep, or 10% leaders, and I think they said 5% of the elite. That's controlling everything.
Something like that.
Yeah, it breaks down like that. People,
but it's really, that's what they say, but it's more than that. Because if you rebel, like if you rebel against them, you're eliminated. Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to say on a podcast. I mean, it's supposed to be freedom of speech that they tailor you off that you can't do. So how is it freedom of speech? I may be using your platform in a way, but now you're syndicating me to the point that you're censoring me. That I can't say this because you're a group of, be it, I don't know, left, right, middle, upper square root,
right,
somebody. Yeah. I mean, so, I'm gonna use it this time. I done triggered you. Now I gotta be eliminated. See, you understand what I'm saying?
Cancel culture.
I done been to Facebook jail. I have not been to Instagram jail. Did Instagram ever jail or Twitter ever jail? But I've been to Facebook jail. I have. I had to rebuttal them. I didn't do it. I reposted. Get the person that posted. Why you getting me? Then they put me back on. But Twitter and all of that stuff, I mean, everybody censors you, just like the news. I mean, the news, as you were saying, they try to make it be worse than what it is. If it's that bad, go out there and grab a shovel yourself. I know you don't get paid for it, but it's humanity. Help. Don't just stand there. Help.
Yeah, be part of the solution instead of part of the problems. Slicky says so many shame themselves. So many people shame them because they're bad brains. That's why they shame themselves, because they are programmed. And we like automatically programmed to think left when we know we supposed to be turning this, making this damn right. They program us to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Well, you know you're supposed to be turning right. And without thinking, because they program us to be robots. We're supposed to be mindless.
But you got to realize we are followers. That's what they followers. I was going somewhere last night and we were talking, my friend was talking about being followers and how many followers you have, and I'm like, I'm not too particular on followers or following. I mean, we can be connected, we can be around each other, but for me to, on a social media platform, yeah, okay, I might follow some groups, but at the end of the day, I'm my own independent person.
Right.
You can't mind shame me for having common sense. And see, that's another reason why I lost 3 jobs. Common sense can get you fired. You can't know something better than somebody else. And most times, most bosses is saying it's not a good idea unless it's my idea. You gotta go. You gotta go because you got common. It just sad that everybody wants to be a follower and not a leader. And they're putting the wrong leadership above them.
And what are they doing to get into the place to do the leadership? They distract us. They say, look over here while they're putting what they want to where they want to with the left hand. They tell you with the right.
Absolutely.
Oh, look over here. Look what I can do. It was like, look what this hand could do. It's snapping. And while the left hand is steady stealing or killing or taking or doing whatever it wants to do.
Absolutely.
They throw us little carrot, little nuggets, you know, like, oh, like, I'm going to give y'all this and y'all got that day. Oh, everybody dancing the jig and jigging. Oh, I'm doing it. And they steady taking from disability. They're going up on everybody's bills and making it impossible for you to live. Are you steady dancing the jig, thinking that you, oh, I got a day off, oh, a freedom day, oh, reparations, oh, Juneteenth. They still steady. They laughing at us
until they write that check. And we, you know, I was told, excuse me, I was told I ate breakfast and lunch together, so I got a little itis headed my way. But
that tryptophan from that turkey,
the turkey wings chain, that pretty good. You know, shouldn't sample this early, but yeah, mouth watering. I can burn up a kitchen, I'm telling you. But we were talking about as far as being. I said I wanted to be president for 2024, right? And it goes, yeah. So that I'm like, yeah, write me in, bro. Blah, blah, blah. A couple people said, I'll write you in. I'll write you in. Okay, cool. But then you got to look back at your baggage. I have some baggage. Not that it can't be exposed because there's no more baggage than the next person. But unlike the which side is that guy on? The one that's got the Guinness Book of Records indictment.
He's a Republican. Y'all leave Trump alone. Leave him be. Because he told you.
You said rump.
Leave him alone. It's just wasting
time. You said rump? You said that, and that's no more than a distraction. You know, it's a reality. It's a reality, but it's a distraction. You know, man, if I could, I would love to change this world.
You and me both, honey. Think about that. We got another video. Molly, play the next video. Watch this and tell me what your thoughts is on this.
Mother charged after police say she left her 5-year-old daughter unattended inside of a hot vehicle. David Kaplan's live at Hyattsville tonight. But first, let's talk about how that little girl's doing.
Yeah, Jim, we are told from police that she is in good spirits and going to be okay. That 5-year-old girl, that's good news that we are hearing. Indications are that it was a good Samaritan from the neighborhood who noticed the girl in what a neighbor tells me was this vehicle, this blue Tesla, while they were out and about this morning. Indications are from police that the car was left here at some point this morning. The 911 call came in around 8:40. Police saying a mother left a window cracked, but the vehicle unattended with the child inside. Now, the woman charged with neglect, reckless endangerment, and a Maryland law that prohibits a parent from leaving a child under age 8 inside a vehicle. Police say that Good Samaritan noticed something, called 911. Henry Biza lives in the neighborhood. He says he also called police. He was at work when we rang his doorbell today, but chatted with Fox 5 remotely. Here's his reaction when we told him the police are saying Good Samaritans may have saved the girl's life.
The baby was crying, like it was bad. It's great, yeah, but at the same time, it's not great. You know, having a child being in that car, especially not in the heat like this, it's terrible.
So police do say that the window was cracked enough where they were able to get their arm in and unlock the door. Chief Jared Towers here in Hyattsville tells Fox 5 the decision to charge a mother is not one that they take lightly.
This is one of those situations where, you know, we don't take pleasure in charging, but ultimately this is a situation where we can't take a chance that there will be a second occurrence, that, you know, people need to realize that there are serious dangers in leaving children, vulnerable adults, or pets in vehicles.
So police get to this scene. They say they knocked on a few doors around the neighborhood before they were able to locate the mother. They have not identified her by name, have just said she is a 29-year-old woman from Glen Burnie, Maryland. If we learn anything new about this case, we'll be sure to pass that along to you.
I know when I was 5 years old and you left me in the car, I'm getting the hell out the car and going home. I know where I live. These kids is just stupid. I mean, ain't nowhere in the world 5 years old and you don't know how to get out the car and go in the house.
Where the hell was the mama? I don't blame the child.
Your mama was in there.
No,
No, I'm not blaming the child. I'm just saying.
Mama was somewhere.
Self-preservation. That child. No, they knocked. He said they knocked on the door. They found her at home. She was at home. So undoubtedly, the kid was in the back seat sleep.
The mama lives in Glen Burnie. The car was found in Hyattsville. The Glen Burnie lady, she's from Glen Burnie. Glen Burnie and Hyattsville is not around the corner. Glen Burnie is like going up to Baltimore. Hyattsville is over there like Atlanta.
But they said they knocked on. Yeah, didn't they say they knocked on doors and they found the mother?
They was able to identify the mother. So they was in Hyattsville. I don't know where the lady was at.
Oh,
she was over somebody's house. The child woke up in the car crying. She might have been over her boo thing house, her friend house. Who knows? It said the car was left there early that morning. And the people from Glen Burnie.
She went inside to get. She went in to get. She went into to get her some me time.
Molly said, "No pictures, no name, just a story." Right, you right, Molly. No pictures on it. And then what puzzled me is the Tesla. Isn't a Tesla
that's
supposed
money?
To be a high-end car, supposed to be like a $90,000 car. How much do a Tesla
50.
cost?
We're starting at 50. Base is 50.
So
she's driving. Whoever it is that's driving a Tesla, you can't afford a babysitter.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's my exact. They're out there flossing with the baby in the car, in the Tesla. I don't understand. Why didn't you leave the baby home with the grandma? But like Molly said, here's another story to paint, because I bet you guys are automatically going to assume that the mother is black. Why? Because the car is found in the black area or Latino area, which is Hyattsville. And people automatically going, oh, that's a black mother that did that or that. You know, because that's how we're programmed. Oh, what area is that in? Oh, that's black. Like we was driving one day with our friends, you remember? And I said, oh, I wonder who lived in. And they didn't because of the area that they're in. We automatically program that if you're on this side of the Mason-Dixon line, do this. If you're on this side, do that. We don't know. And like Molly said, we ain't got nobody name. We ain't got nobody pictures. But they are leading to that. That, oh, it's somebody black or brown left their child in the car. Maybe not. Maybe not. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous the way that we are subliminally brainwashed. And we don't know. I might automatically go there. Now, it's the shame, like I said, a Tesla. I'm like, they left the baby in the Tesla. They didn't say where the mother went. And it's a residential area in Hyattsville.
Yeah,
That's crazy. But like you said, when we was coming up, we got out the car. The car was hot. They locked the door. We unlocked the door and get out the car. And we used to play, run around the car. Oh, hey, come on, jump back in. She would leave us. My mother would leave us in the store, in the car. And when she go to the grocery store, we didn't worry about it. She rolled the window up and down because we was opening doors. It's like, damn, this window, if it's cracked, we getting out. We get out, we run around, the car play and everything. Then when we see her coming in the checkout, that's why them big ass windows, and she probably saw us running around. We jump in the car like nothing happened. And if none of us hurt, it would be okay. Because she knows she didn't want to take us in the store, because when you take kids in the store, They get to touching and grabbing and wanting. And there's nothing more embarrassing or nothing more heartfelt than a child wanting something and the parent saying, no, we can't afford that. Put that back. So instead of running the risk of breaking our hearts, I see that now as I got older, or saying no because that's public humiliation. Your child wants some candy, you got to say no. So when you ain't got enough money, you say, y'all stay in the car, I'll be right back. When we did have a little bit of money, we got that speech. Don't look at nothing. Don't touch nothing. You don't need nothing. You don't want nothing. And the first thing we do, we go and grab, touch and shit. Like, oh, Mom, can I have this? Can I have this? Didn't I say? Where you like, oh, can I have this? That was the time. You know, now, you know, these kids, they won't even get out the car. Is the door locked? No, but we died or something. We got out the car. Been plenty of days. It's been hot. We had to go to
and had a lookout too.
Would you
had
say?
a lookout too. We had a lookout too, but more than one of us. And if it was just, if you fell asleep and you got out, you could went in and say, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom, I'm thirsty. You know, we didn't sit out there and just smelt. Just I didn't say melt, I said smelt.
No, we did not.
By the time that plastic got hot in that car and you lay there stuck on the plastic in the car, and you gotta give me some water and I'm gonna urinate. And you gonna give me some food too? I mean, we used to, as a kid, we used to go out to they used to take us out to this place out there at Glen Burnie or either Dundalk. It was an old outdoor bar, like barbecue pit and all of that stuff. Black folks did all of that stuff in Maryland. And you go out there in Dundalk or Glen Burnie and you have a good time with the grill. They know that feed you, your drinks, all that stuff. And you got them drinking parents. They take you to the bar with them. And then afterwards, they feed you, put you in the car, and then they party. You know what I mean? Roll the windows up and you're good. Not I. I was one of them ones, I'm going to get out the car and I'm going to do a jig too out there in the front.
I did showing out. They gonna leave.
So, no. Always. For some strange reason. I was supposed to have been a movie star.
Ooh, Marilyn Monroe?
No. Too dark for that site.
The paper bag.
I might. You know, it was an old joke my daddy told me. He says, what do you want? What did you want to be? He said, what do you want to be when you get older? And I'm like, I don't know. He said, well, let me tell you. It was this bum that was walking on the beach. And he found this little lantern. And he picked it up. And he rubbed it and a genie popped out. He said, you have 3 wishes. I'm your genie. You have 3 wishes. Give me your command. He said, well, sir, I want to be, he said, my first wish, I want to be white. Genie said, poof, you're white. He says, I want to be a millionaire. Poof, you're a millionaire. He said, your 3rd wish, what? He said, I want to be between the legs of Marilyn Monroe. He said, poof, you're a Kotex. So you got to be mindful for what you.
Yeah.
That was my daddy. I miss that old man. Don't hold your mouth like that. You like.
I'm like, I wasn't expecting that to be the punchline, but makes sense.
That's my daddy.
Now.
But we gotta have common sense. We got to get these kids back to reading and thinking on their own again, because even us as adults, we're becoming programmed. You know,
it right there.
as you were saying before about that.
We Got do that.
Like you got let you yeah, it's the parents. I mean, you said you was saying left and right earlier, right? The leftist, the rightist. You know, when I was coming up, they used to tell us that they do this and then they turn around once you adapt to a left or a right, and you were saying about the diversions with the left and the right. I was always taught never to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. But you need both of them to wash them.
Yes.
I haven't even smoked any marijuana, and that just don't make sense.
Yeah. Molly said the news got everybody looking in the wrong direction because the
Got
news
that right.
is the one that said cover me. The news is the one that say they want that away, knowing their own way they lying. The news, man, I lost all faith in the news when I saw that commercial on the news yesterday. Coming up on the news, the cure for cancer, black jelly beans. I said, ain't this a bitch? All the time. Cancer,
jelly beans?
Black jelly beans, the cure for cancer. I'm gonna have that story for you.
Yeah, I heard that. They used to say
black jelly beans. I'm gonna have that for Wellness Wednesday for y'all tomorrow.
Yep. They used to say black. Yeah, they used to say black licorice was a cure.
Yep, I'm gonna have that story tomorrow. Damn jelly beans. And you know, everybody, I hated licorice. The taste, that candy good and plenty, you can have it all because it was nasty as hell to me. That was no good candy. I didn't like the black jelly beans. Not because of the color, because of the taste. It tastes like medicine.
What do you think? What do you think? What was the flavor for? How did it taste to you?
It was nasty. If you could just, you're a kid, it is just nasty. Now, as an adult,
it's nasty even as an adult. I think that I used to think that that black licorice was turpentine. They were trying to kill.
Look, they put the cure in something they knew we wasn't gonna eat. They ain't gonna beat the black jelly beans. The cancer cure for cancer. But I'm gonna have it on tomorrow's show, Wellness Wednesday. We're gonna talk about the black jelly bean, the Jackie and the bean. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. The jelly bean. I love jelly beans. My favorite is broccoli jelly bean.
I like the orange ones and the yellow lemonade ones. The yellow ones.
I just like the red, the green, and the pink, and the whites. The white
I don't like the white.
Pineapple, coconut, and the red was even cherry strawberry. The pink was even cherry strawberry. Red could be fruit punch, and the purple was grape. I love me some grape jelly beans. Rocks candy. You can't even hardly find them no more. The good stuff. But this has been our show, Lee. You coming back tomorrow? You come back anytime you want, baby. This has been
thank you. Love you too.
Good morning, Matt. I want to thank our sponsor, AM Morning, for this fabulous book. I want to thank our own sponsor, Alicia Merritt. I thank Lee Warren for participating in today's show. I want to thank Molly Mall, $1 Million Moments. I want to thank DJ Slicky School, of course, Dr. Clark, Kenneth Clark. Thank you for coming in on today's show. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Lady B, for tuning in. Anybody else that I missed, thank you. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to the bad brain. You even charge it to the eyesight. But I want to thank all of y'all. And we love you. And we will see y'all tomorrow.
Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path. I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move